Hello, my name is Michael Riley, and I'm the training manager for Miscross Group Incorporated. Our headquarters are in Princeton Junction, New Jersey, and we are the largest NDT company in the United States. Right now, the industry is extremely competitive. Many companies offer the same products and services. It's cheap to get into this industry. A lot of people can do it. And that gives our customers the choice of several companies to choose from, which of course drives down prices. So many companies are forced to keep their costs as low as possible to gain even small profit margins. I feel that, how can NDT companies reduce their operating costs? And I feel that one way that they can do that is by reducing the amount of billable hours their employees spend in the classroom away from billable work. Over a 5-year period, a single employee could potentially spend over 200 hours in a classroom. That works out to about $8,000 per employee. And when you talk about companies that get as large as ours, like where we have 5,000 employees, that's quite a cost, and that's a cost we'd like to keep down. The time away from billable work can be cut in half, I think, with blended learning. We would expect the student to spend half their time online, not billing for this time, but spending it on their own time. And then the other half of their time would be spent in a classroom where they could work on their laboratory exercises and hands-on skills. The blended learning plan will consist of us providing the student with access to the online training for 90 days. And then once they completed this course and passed it, they could then go on to schedule their laboratory training. And once they've completed that and passed it, they would receive a certificate that would give them credit for both their time for online and in a classroom, and they would use this time for their certification, which is required. I want to state that NDT, or non-destructive testing, is just simply testing objects without damaging them. Same as when you get a dental x-ray or a hand x-ray or a sonogram. The difference is we perform x-ray on piping, welds. We look for cracks and other discontinuities and flaws. We also use ultrasound for testing for the same things. The company I work for, Miscross, has 6 Learn Centers. These are basically training locations that are open to the public. We have 50 offices that where we provide training for our own people, but it's only at these 6 locations that we provide training for outside customers. The benefits of blended learning is simple. It's a cost reduction. I'd say about 50% cost reduction, and it keeps employees in the field working. Many of our customers have very stringent deadlines for getting their work done, and they don't like to let our employees off their sites. So anytime we can reduce the amount of time that we're pulling people off their sites, it's a bonus. The industry analysis. Right now, oil and gas is not doing as well as they have in the past. We have a lot of excess oil in the United States right now, and that's making it hard for refineries to make a profit. On the other hand, the airline industry is doing very well. Their gas is cheaper, so their profit margins are higher, so they're purchasing new aircraft. Fortunately, our company also does inspection on aircraft. So while we're losing business potentially with refineries, we're gaining it with the airline industry. Also, for us, we're lucky in that almost every industry that we work for, whether it be oil and gas, airlines, the bridge makers, they all have regulations that they have to follow for testing. So no matter how poorly they're doing, we're always going to have that work. In 2015, we expected a growth of 6.6%, and we expect the industry to grow an annualized 6.8% in the 5 years to 2020 to $2.6 billion, and that's pretty good. And even with the faltering oil prices, the NDT industry profit is estimated to remain at 12% of revenue. Our target market for basic and advanced NDT training, we're going to target the smaller companies, but we'll also target the 2 larger NDT companies for our advanced training. For basic and advanced training, we're going to look at these smaller companies. There's probably about 2,000 of them. Most of them will have 100 employees or less. So they may not have the infrastructure to perform the certification training that their employees need, and that's where we could definitely help them out. There are 2 larger competitors. They are set up to do their own in-house training, but we provide some advanced training that they don't, and we do it very well, and actually their employees do come to us for training. Another market segment that we're looking at, and we do serve, is manufacturing companies. Manufacturing companies often perform inspection on their products in-house. So if they're building a part, they will perform their own inspections on it to determine if they're making them and meeting their quality standards. Rarely do these companies have an infrastructure for performing their own training. So again, that's where we can help out. Market size is pretty big. There's about almost 1,900 NDT businesses out there. And with those businesses, there's almost 28,000 employees. And all of them, or potentially all of them, need NDT training, certification training. Our marketing plan is to distinguish ourselves from our competitors by offering blended learning. Several companies offer, training companies offer classroom training, and some companies offer online training, but I haven't seen any that provide a blended learning. So I think that's a bonus for us. And also we have our 6 locations around the United States, and that helps cut down on travel costs for customers. Our advertising will be continued to be done in the Material Evaluation magazine. Almost every NDT company in the United States receives this magazine, and some of them use this magazine to find courses and to find out when they're being offered, and sometimes to find out what the costs are. Our competition. There are several categories of competition. It's really any company that provides NDT training, anyone that provides online or distance learning programs, individual independent training consultants, national training companies, community colleges, and company trainers. Company trainers are probably our biggest competitor because it's they're doing their training in-house, and they probably view that as being a cost savings to them. However, I think we're going to be a cost savings by providing blended learning. In fact, I think we could cut the cost down for them in half. Advantage over our competition. Recently, we acquired University of Ultrasonics, and University of Ultrasonics is extremely well known in the industry for advanced ultrasonic training. This was the first training that I received outside of the company, and it's excellent, and we're lucky to have them. And with them, they're bringing us some very skilled instructors, equipment, testing materials. They're deeply entrenched in certification bodies, so they're really a big part of the industry, and we're very lucky to have them. MISTRA's core competence in segment are providing training for companies that need to get their employees trained, but really don't have the infrastructure to do so. Also, the blended learning that differentiates us from our competitors. In the first quarter of 2016, we're going to work with the University of Ultrasonics and offer 2 new blended learning courses, and we want to add 2 courses per quarter. Right now they're strictly teaching ultrasonic testing, and we'd like to add to that their offerings. There are 2 risks associated with expansion, and that is if we build other learn centers, we're potentially taking work away from our current learn centers. Another big issue in my mind is that we have to keep our quality at the highest level. Almost everybody that I surveyed found out and used training based on what their peers told them. So if somebody doesn't like training, they spread the word, and that company won't be used. But when they do like a company, like a University of Ultrasonics, they'll tell people about it, and those people are the ones that become customers. So we need to keep that quality level as high as possible. Income statement, as it can be seen in our first year, shows a profit of $686,000. The net profit increases to $1.4 million in 2018, and that's after opening 2 more learn centers, one in 2016 and one in 2017. The cash flow is in the black from the beginning of the project and reaches an impressive $7.9 million in 2020. Total dollar amount being sought is $408,000 in financing for the expansion of 1 training center in 2016 and 1 training center in 2017. So we would like to open training centers in 2016 and 2017, and the total cost for opening the 2 offices is $408,000. The initial cost for opening both offices is $128,000, and this includes the year lease for the building to teach in, flaw samples, test specimens, and teaching materials. The working capital is $280,000 per year and covers the staff for the opening of the 2 new offices. These investments equate to a potential net profit of $686,000 in 2016 and increases to $1.4 million in 2020. Ms. Dross currently has 3 University of Ultrasonic locations, and they're doing very well financially, and this suggests that now would be an excellent expansion opportunity for our company. And the new training offices will provide Ms. Dross with local training near their existing offices and provide positive revenue. In the first quarter of 2016, Ms. Dross will show a return on investment of 84%, and by 2020, Ms. Dross will have a net present value of 31% with a 98% return on investment. The current training sites have the potential of netting a total of $330,000 in the first quarter of 2016, while the earnings for 2017 could be as high as $2.5 million, and in 5 years, the training facilities could net as much as $8 million annually. These numbers are based on our current learn centers and the opening of 2 new offices. It is also reasonable to assume that if these offices do well, there is a potential to open other offices in other underserved areas. Providing blended learning and expanding our training locations is a solid investment of resources and will be a financial benefit to Ms. Dross, and I hope we do it. Thank you.